like I never see you guys.
This is what I live for, Dan.
Yeah. The three of us just sitting here eating.
Together
just
again.
like old times.
Just like old times. Just hanging out. Couple of brothers.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They brought us together really, really, really good wrestlers. That's the theme for today.
You know what? I feel like that makes sense.
Yeah. I thought it was the internet darlings.
The common theme is guys, Ryback is injured.
Oh.
Oh, well, yeah. How did he hurt you?
No, you've never hurt me.
You hurt yourself sometimes. You hurt me.
Good wrestlers and internet darlings.
And internet darling.
How long were you Intercontinental Champion for before?
It's hard. I don't remember. I know I won it at WrestleMania. I defended it one time, and interestingly enough, I never took the title home.
Wow.
Because there was no TV in between after WrestleMania, there was no TV the next weekend. So I was just like, oh, so I left it at the thing. And then there was the six-man tag, and then we went to Europe. So I had it in my bag for the Europe tour, and but then I just left it at TV because of. That looks like somebody who's taking vitamins.
Yeah, and you get the good pee out after.
Or that looks like what we're going to be drinking if we're stuck in the elevator here.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Mine, anyways.
No, I love that. Just eating vitamins because in like an hour or two you get to pee. Go, yeah, this is working. There's some colors in there.
And then you got to come to the Elimination Chamber and watch that sweet Elimination Chamber match.
Yeah,
one of my
one
of my favorites of all time.
Maybe my all-time favorite.
Yeah, definitely one of my not just favorite matches or chamber matches, but I feel like when they do like those top tens and like you see like Shawn and Undertaker like with tears in their eyes. That stuff was. I feel like they're gonna mention that chamber match because it was so good.
Always being out there and having like thinking like. Oh, what can really go wrong? And then, like...
What went wrong in that match? I thought it was great.
I'd say it's wrestling matches. I mean,
when you go look back throughout the history of WWE Elimination Chamber matches, how am I the only one that doesn't have food?
Yeah, I feel like that's...
Feels wrong.
Yeah, I feel like they didn't want to interrupt your great point that you were making about how this...
About Mark Henry's pod breaking unexpectedly. And those bulletproof chambers...
I guess King Barrett's a little stronger than we give him credit for.
No, but they're bulletproof. But it didn't break.
Has anyone ever shot
You throw yourself around out there like a wild man.
Well, it's not usually me throwing myself. It's usually other people.
Yeah, but they don't shatter. What happens is they collapse in. So they're still bulletproof.
Yeah, like you could shoot at them.
Yeah, we could shoot at them. Yeah, it would fall down.
Yeah. But you'll be okay.
You'll be okay.
We can make this Intercontinental title mean what it meant when I was a kid. I've had this conversation with Miz, with you, probably even you. Yeah, we've done it. And it's like, okay, what can we do? Make it special, make it this. And every chance we get, not only do we do it, I can't even think of something where I was like, man, that sucked. That didn't work. Yeah. But I think with the Intercontinental title is every time it's in everyone's heads that, okay, we're going to make this special. It's going to be a year run. It's going to be 6 months. Or you and I are going to go back and forth. It comes down to, it doesn't instantly have the prestige it had 20 years ago in 3 weeks.
It takes time.
It takes a long time. Yeah. So I think the only catch is the fans not believing in it because I'm a diehard fan who watched wrestling, and I used to go, oh, Mr. Perfect was the champ. It seemed like for 2 years, but I'm sure it was a couple pay-per-views or whatever. And I think if we, with opportunities to go, okay, not only is the Intercontinental guy just go out there and fight the guy he's feuding with. Like, he gets to let everyone know how much it means to him. John having the U.S. title has made it a priority, but how hard was that to get it go? Like, that's months and months and months with the top guy of our business going, okay, let's give it a shot.
Like with Dan, I think, winning it at WrestleMania, it's the same thing. And
I thought it was the wrong call, but I mean...
it's...
One of the things that I wanted to do when I won the Intercontinental Championship was not be on Raw.
Yeah.
Because as soon as the Intercontinental Championship was on Raw, and especially with John being the U.S. champion, it's all automatically on the back burner behind all these other things.
Everything else already.
Yeah. And so have it only be on SmackDown, and have me only be on SmackDown, and have this to where, at least when you saw it, it was important.
Anyone in that picture, it's a blast, and it's fun, and tear it down, and get what you can, but you do reach that peak of... we realize it, and the fans realize it too.
Yeah. So do you guys think the Intercontinental Championship is cursed?
Do you believe in witchcraft?
No. I mean,
well then why?
I don't. Why would you
believe in? Why would you say that it's cursed?
No, I'm bringing up a topic of conversation that
you and your internet buddies talk about.
Yeah, me and social media. I'm a big social media guy these days, as you know, from Instagram and Twitter at Ryback22.
But if you don't believe in witchcraft, or this ability...
I love how you brought witchcraft into it.
Now, hang on. Look, do you not believe it exists, or do you not personally
I believe that anything can exist.
Right. If you put your
There's no right or wrong, only what we believe.
Whether you think you can or you think you can't.
You know what you need to do is you need to think positively about it.
That's what I'm doing, Dan. I've created
How
a vision board.
long have you been doing it, though? Towards the Intercontinental title.
You know, since I won it.
Guys, I think we should hold hands right now. Here.
Let's hold
Yep.
hands.
Let's think positively about the Intercontinental.
I thought we were doing
title.
this is kind of like witchcraft.
It's
to me.
yeah.
I don't believe you have to hold hands for the positive thoughts to work, though.
Is that not how it works?
I think you're combining different things.
But haven't you ever
This
seen
is how it works.
studies?
You are making
Yeah, we're making connection, and
Yeah.
we're connecting with
energy
each
is
other.
connected without touching, but I'm okay with this.
Yeah,
I've
no,
seen those
okay,
studies
we
of
need to
Olympic
close our
athletes with
eyes.
their eyes closed and their
We're
bodies
making
go through.
positive
thoughts
about the Intercontinental title.
Championship.
Yep, positive thoughts about the Intercontinental title. Positive thoughts. Okay. 3, 2, 1, break.
Got it. Now,
Yeah.
real quick, what was the vision in your head of that positive thought of the Intercontinental title?
Taking it all the way to WrestleMania.
What was yours?
I mean, honestly,
You forgot, probably. Oh,
no, I was envisioning the Ryback standing in the main event of WrestleMania
Yes.
32 in Dallas Stadium, holding up the Intercontinental Championship.
Thank you, Dan.
Yeah,
I think we all put that into the atmosphere. How long does it take for this witchcraft to
It's
work?
all how strongly you believe, and you know the action part of it is going to be up to me, obviously. So
Just you?
We might be here for a while.
Right.
You know,
Well, there's some
Well, I
reserves.
believe in the witchcraft.
witchcraft, yeah.
Wait, did you or did you not wait to do a meet and greet with Razor Ramon?
Yeah,
tell us that story. That's a
tell
real
us that
story.
Oh, yeah, in Las Vegas. So I was the guest bell ringer. I won
How old were you?
13. I won a news station thing. I wrote a letter in and was front row.
This is like you're skipping over some really important part. You, a 13-year-old, wrote this cool letter.
they go,
Was it
why
funny
you wanted
or
it,
was
like,
it, like, what'd you say?
heartfelt letter, like
Yeah.
why you should be picked for the 4 tickets front row to go to this WWE live event. And then I called in and won all the radio station things. So I brought all the neighborhood in with me and all that. But you got to meet one WWE superstar of your choice, and I picked Razor Ramon. I got
They
there.
let you, the contestant winner, pick who you wanted to
Yeah,
meet?
I get there, and card subject change. Razor was there, but
Oh, he was there?
This was before the show, in which I thought the ring was much smaller than like this ring. There's no way this is the ring on TV because I was a kid. It looked way bigger.
I
than
said
me.
the same thing when I went to my first show,
Yeah.
and I was miles away.
I get to the back, and then I'm waiting to meet Razor, and they tell me, "Oh, we're sorry, Razor's not here. We have Henry Godwin."
Seems like a fair trade.
I liked Henry Godwin as a kid,
Yeah,
but
I like it, but it's
Razor
like-
was my guy, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh man. I remember thinking like he was really gonna be dirty. He's like smelled like soap and clean. And I was like,
I don't know what to believe
yeah, it was
anymore.
so like really like the ring wasn't the right ring, and he was. I was just like, what's going on? But I've met him since, and
You told Razor's story?
no, I've never told him that story.
Oh, really?
Actually, yeah. It wasn't like he wasn't there. He was on the show. It just wasn't. It was like we get to the building at 6 o'clock.
It was a different time. Yeah,
Yeah.
no one's there early in those
Yeah.
days.
You know, Henry Godwin was the first person who touched my hand as my hand was hanging over the barricade.
Whoa.
Really?
Yeah, like I had to, you know, when people run up from
Yeah.
5 rows back or whatever it is to try to,
Yeah.
like that was me. And Henry Godwin touched my hand.
Was that at the Palm Springs of Washington's arena?
No, yeah,
Different
yeah,
arena?
come on, no.
Yeah.
Henry
No.
Godwin touched you because that could be another theme for this table.
Yeah.
The guys Henry Godwin has touched.
In Ohio Valley Wrestling, he came in and brought in this. Wait till the
Yeah,
way you
I
hear
was
this
there for
tie-in.
this.
A clown character named the Juicer, I
Yeah, this is a legit. I was there for
believe, on
that.
a tryout.
Yeah.
Had a tryout match together in Ohio Valley Wrestling, and Henry Godwin was awesome. He was great. He was really nice to all of us, and he was trying to have a match
back in, right?
and get back in. So
Yeah.
instead of
Didn't he break his neck or something?
something,
He was in a car
yeah,
wreck later,
yeah,
years later.
some bad neck injury. At the time, I was kind of having a little bit of a reputation of like, oh, I can make this guy look good or something, and I would love to get in the ring and bump around for this guy and
Yeah.
whatever he needs, yeah. And instead, he wanted to work with the Juicer and kind of
Try to help him out,
get
right?
both people kind of a tryout. And I just remember the ending was a big, maybe like a frog splash off the top or something.
Yeah.
From Henry Godwin
No,
or from the
the
juicer?
From the
Juicer.
juicer, but
Okay.
he had left Godwin
Too far out.
2/3 across on this side, and we're like, he's not gonna make it.
Yeah.
And I just remember he did this, jumped as far out as he could, and did not make the splash on the finish. And I was like,
Dan,
I
you would
was,
have thoroughly loved this guy.
it
by
was,
the
it was a
way.
bummer too, 'cause we're all rooting for these. It was
Yeah.
cool to see him, and we're rooting for him. I went, like just took the air
The
out of
Santino
everything.
character was actually developed shortly thereafter.
Minutes later.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the back.
Because
In the
Santino
back,
at that point in
Santino
time
was,
was in the
was
Ultimate
making someone
Fighter,
tap
yeah.
out in the back and went, hey, wait a minute.
He was
Yeah.
the shoot fighter at that period, and then he was like, "Oh, there's more money in that."
We all have a Godwin story, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow,
We've all been touched by Henry Godwin.
Henry Godwin.
I would like you to implement that into your repertoire, but not the big splash that and
You
not
sent
quite
me
making
moves
it.
you'd like me to do
Yes.
on YouTube videos.
What
Like,
I would
all
like
in
you to
gold,
do
by the
is
way.
I would like you to set the guy up in the middle of the ring and do your timber splash off the second.
Yeah.
And just because you're not jumping, you just go.
So, by the way, just so the people at home know, when we say timber splash, It's when I go to the second rope and just do the feed me more and just come crashing down on my opponent, which
Where
always gets a good reaction.
he doesn't, when I used to do it, I used to call it the trap door.
Yeah.
And I did it as a comedy character because it was like, I'd stand on the second rope and I'd be like, because everybody's expecting this big splash, and then you just go,
From the standpoint of hurting your opponent, a 290-pound guy just crashing down on you, it's very effective.
Why wouldn't you jump? Yeah.
You don't always have to jump.
Are you saying that you? I mean, it
You
would
see me
create.
I come off the top rope, I jump.
It would create more impact if you got higher.
Or maybe you'd actually win the match with that, because I've never seen you win with him.
So for me, it's with the feed me more and the hands up,
Wait,
and
how'd
I
you
come
go?
crashing down. You know the deal.
That would have been great.
But no, what you need, I would get it if that's what you did. If it was like feed me more, feed me more.
By the way, tell the story.
And then as you came down, it was like
We were all in this match, by the way, over in Russia or Germany when I went bad, and I was in the ring.
You just too sweet us?
Yeah, I might have. Tell the story with the Ryback rules, Dan. We're all in the ring. This is probably one of the most embarrassing moments for me trying to be serious.
So instead of doing feed me more, you just put your hands up and go, Ryback rules, Ryback rules, Ryback rules.
So the situation was I slammed you in the ring and you were down.
Oh, you had slammed me so many times.
Yeah. Many body slams that night.
Those were literally the worst body slams I'd ever taken. Because Dolph and I had wrestled.
Big E was a part of that also.
Yeah, Dolph and I had wrestled earlier in the night.
Oh my God, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and it
world
was
title match.
Yeah, and it was cold, and it was like and the building was cold and freezing.
So
and
before you
just
put it all on me, there were situations that were making and landing on that mat not comfortable to begin with.
Yeah, I mean there were, but then you and Big E get in this slamming contest of slamming me.
Two big guys in the ring.
And then and then you're just
two big guys, surprisingly short big guys.
Yeah. I believe I meet the cutoff quite fine.
Of what?
Of what?
Of height and not being short.
Like for an accountant or something?
No.
What? How tall are you?
6'2".
You are not 6'2".
No, I'm not 6'2".
No.
How am I? I've been measured at 6'2" my entire life.
I think maybe.
I feel like I'm taller than you sitting across from me right now.
I hunch over really bad.
Yeah, I feel like
don't start this with me. This is the one thing.
I feel like I'm taller than you right now too.
It's at least a tie.
Yeah.
That's another thing where you're all short guys. Yeah.
Well, I know.
We're on 5 themes now while we're all together, by the way.
So you take a bunch of body slams.
Taking a bunch of body slams.
Yeah.
But then
I'm a power guy, it's my bread and butter.
You're trying to get the Ryback rules thing over.
You're trying to get that going, right?
Yeah, and you just bring
Dolph's in the ring, you're down injured.
Yeah, and then you go in the ring and you go, Ryback rules. Ryback rules.
God.
And the whole crowd, because we're in Russia or wherever we are, doesn't care what you're saying.
Yeah.
They're going, feed me more. And the look on your face is you're like, no,
It's
no
not
guys,
working,
don't say feed me more. No, it's Ryback rules. And then,
Dolph on the ground laughing hysterically, you down on the ground laughing hysterically, and I literally...
Me hurt from all those body slams. My ribs killing me.
I literally
it's just like seeing my ribs going...
I walked over and tagged out and put my head down. And I don't think I got back in the rest of the match.
And do you know what made me laugh even more? When Dolph comes in, and the very next time he comes in, he goes, come on, everybody, Ryback rules.
Just like in front of me, on the apron. I think the one thing we'll get out of this table for 3 is Daniel Bryan is the biggest bully in the WWE.
I think you just accusing me of being a bully is kind of bullying. I was just
Do
asking
you. Do you remember the first Intercontinental Champion, Pat Patterson, to tie this all in? We're backstage, and Pat was standing there talking to somebody, and you came running up behind me. This is in 2012 or 13. You just grabbed me by the hips, and you wouldn't let my hips go. And I'm running around backstage, and you're just grasping onto me. And Pat Patterson just watches these 2 grown men running like little children down the hallway as you were trying to tell me you were dominating my hips.
Would that happen now?
With my level of conditioning and endurance now, no. I think I would be able to get you off.
I want to get back to you saying that I'm a bully.
Yeah.
I don't think that that's accurate.
I think there's a lot of people within WWE that would agree with me. Big E?
Big E? No, I don't bully Big E. How could I possibly bully you and Big E?
Not me necessarily, but I've seen you with other guys.
Who?
Name anybody backstage.
Cody?
What about the Ryback? Have you ever bullied Ryback?
Cody definitely.
I don't bully Cody. Cody is the one who
No,
bullies.
you guys will team up, though, together, but you guys do go at it also. You guys are the reason why I don't ride with anyone, by the way, anymore.
Us?
You and Cody Rhodes.
What was the car that rode together?
Okay, it was me, Cody, and Ryback.
Yeah.
And I think the straw that broke the camel's back was the night that Brock Lesnar came in, and the Ryback said he needed to impress Brock Lesnar.
No, see, this is where you take the story and you guys just alter it and change it to try to make me look bad in front of everybody.
No, but you legitimately said you needed to impress Brock Lesnar, so he was going to take a Cialis to show him that he was a man.
So we know how Cody and Dan like to take things. Him and Cody Rhodes are the two biggest storytellers in the business.
Storytellers, that's our business.
Yeah, we tell stories.
So should they be at the table with us for being
True,
known
not true, they don't
storytellers
care.
and wrestlers?
Yeah. Remember
No.
when you got that black eye from that freak kettlebell accident?
Yeah,
And
I
when
know.
you had pink eye because you don't wash your hands after you poop.
So, again, which he still states in interviews to this day why I got staph
That's why you got
infection
staph.
was
Well, big guy, I know.
So Donnie Marlowe at the time, I think Camacho up here, I wrestled him on pay-per-view with Hunico, and he gave me a forearm right to the eye, and eyes just like bloodshot black and blue. And then but it happened like overnight, and it got to TV the next day, and Dan told everybody that I took like a 20-pound, not even a heavy kettlebell, like a 20-pound kettlebell, and like it hit me in my eye working out.
He was trying to do a kettlebell snatch and didn't understand the flip motion
But me being
here.
a body guy, I don't know how to do that kind
He
of
doesn't
stuff.
know the functional
even though I do.
stuff.
Yeah,
So
more
he was
like a-
testing it out with like a 20-pound kettlebell, and when he was lifting it, when he flipped it here, he hit himself in the eye, and then he blamed it.
He's kind of awkward in the ring. I can
Yeah,
see that.
and the best is people believe that, though.
He blamed it on Camacho.
Back to the story, that is why stories like that, why I eventually just said, the hell with it, I'll eat the cost and ride alone. And then plus two, Dan, the Panera deal, like trying to get food, 3 different people, it's just so difficult.
So,
No, it's not.
me, Cody, and Ryback went to Panera Bread.
I'd never eaten there at this
He'd
point.
never eaten there before.
Really?
This was
and
like 3.5 years ago.
I order my stuff. This is when I was vegan. Cody orders his stuff. We're sitting down at a table. He comes up to us. And he's like, what do you guys expect me to eat here? Huh? I mean, guys like you can eat here, but somebody like me, I need protein. I need food. And like, well, Ryan, there's
Several options.
yeah, lots of options.
Lots of
Which, by the way,
healthy-
before they talked me into going there, I'm used to it, like, and now I've expanded my options,
Go to
obviously. But at the
Hooters?
time, I'd go to Subway and get 10 grilled chicken breasts and 1 sandwich or something and eat those throughout the course of a show or whatnot.
Then he goes
But they
back
told me
up.
they would help me order when we got there, and they left me. They literally, after they ordered, went and sat down.
Okay,
and
it's not rocket science.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
And
but
so he goes back up.
I was
He's
upset over
very,
the
very
situation.
frustrated. And the lady behind the cash register, probably in high school or college, just, whatever, just being very nice and
I wasn't mean to her.
You weren't?
No, I was mad. I was mean at you guys.
No, you were
acting out at
up
her,
there and you were like, how much chicken comes on this? I'm not sure, sir. I mean, are they chicken breasts? Are they chicken? She's like, I don't know. Do you guys even have salad? Do you guys have
I don't
salad?
think this is, so now he is completely improvising.
No,
This is
that
not-
You guys
legitimately
have
happened.
salad?
That
But
legitimately
not
happened. And
to
there's
that
a big,
degree.
right behind the girl,
Yeah.
there's a big sign
Yeah.
that says salads.
Like at any restaurant, yeah.
I was probably seeing red at that point because I was upset with you guys for dragging me there to begin with.
So
I think it's a great product.
No,
Yeah.
now I obviously have a little different take on it, but I was set in my ways at that point in time, and they kind of left me high and dry.
So you would say that you were ignorant.
You know what? I didn't give it a fair shot, I would say.
So you're judging a book by its cover, and I
I
feel
did
like that's
in
what a
that
lot of
particular
bullies do.
situation. I learned from my
Situations.
mistakes, though, and I moved on. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like yelling at that lady was very
I
ignorant.
didn't yell. So again, I didn't yell at the lady, just so everybody knows.
Yelling at that lady
This
was
is where
very ignorant.
the storytelling comes into
What do you
play.
get from Panera now? Like 16 pieces of turkey? And
I'll just get a salad with like 8 extra sides of steak.
He was
or chicken.
also very upset because of how much money he spent at Panera.
I spent
Panera's
close to
expensive.
$100 for food.
$100?
Yeah. It was like $89.
But he didn't.
or
But he
something.
didn't like. So the thing that he does at Subway, where he orders all these sides of chicken,
Yeah.
he didn't do that.
No.
He just ended up ordering 10 chicken salads or 10
Oh,
steak
okay.
salads or
I-
something like
Yeah,
that.
and that is
And like a
$100.
broccoli
Yeah.
and cheddar soup or something, and it was just.
Yeah.
That's actually really funny that he doesn't ride with people anymore because
It
of
really it put such a sour taste in my mouth. Like, the only thing I wish you would not have talked about is the made-up Brock Lesnar Cialis story. It's just so ridiculous to me.
I hope there's at least a piece of it in there.
In my head, I thought, if there's one thing I hope he doesn't bring up, it's that
It's
made-up
really
story.
that?
And you
Why
brought
didn't
it
you
up,
just tell me that?
and you
Or
brought it
I-
up instantly.
I feel
was
like
there's gonna be so many. If that ever like made like people are like, oh, that Ryback's a really weird guy. Like, which I have enough stories that I'm weird.
There's only one way to impress Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Take a Cialis.
I said it like sarcastic, impress Brock, how big I am.
Yeah, no, because we were talking it because we were going to go to the gym. We were about to, and like,
Yeah.
I'm working arms today. Got to impress Brock.
It was like said jokingly. That was his name.
of
Like,
course.
then Dan and Cody took that and like, the next
Cialis.
day was so much hell in the locker room. That was the last day I rode with you guys.
As opposed to just like just being like, it's a rib. There
were so many of them.
never ride with
That
anyone
was like,
again.
the stories just kept getting worse and worse. I was like, I have to cut this off before. Like, it's just kept getting worse and worse.
But they're funny stories.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
for
funny
everybody
stories.
else.
No, and nobody believes it.
Yeah.
Nobody believes that you
Everyone
took a
is Cody.
Cialis to impress Brock Lesnar. Right? Like you walk around in your gear
Yeah, like
with
you're
an
already in
erection
your gear
all
all day,
day.
Fuck, where is he?
Where's Brock?
It's 4, is that your 6? Fuck. Where's Brock Lesnar? Why are you in your gear?
Walking around with an
This thing
erection.
lasts for 3 days. I've got.